guys, here. Welcome to today's video. Now, today we are on here, and Wednesday I did my kidney story, my kidney transplant, we should call it, because I just had a kidney story when it should be just something else. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so today's Friday, and today I want to share my epilepsy story. There's going to be two parts. One is going to be how it all started in the very beginning, and on Wednesday will be part two of that. So this is just going to be the beginning of how it all happened. So, as you guys know, I was born in 1999. I was 15 when these seizures happened, and this is the story. So on August 25th, 2014, I was eating dinner with my dad, and I got, actually, now that I think about it, we just moved in to the new house. I got in a fight with my mom, something stupid. It was because I was homeschooled because of my kidney, and it was just stupid. Like, I just didn't want to do school and, just lay around. Basically, that's basically what it was. And later on, we were getting along, so we already made up and all that kind of stuff. So that's basically what happened. So that night, me and my dad were eating dinner. Everybody was eating dinner or whatever. By the way, if I don't look at the camera, it's because I don't think about it. So if I look over there a lot or over there, just know I still love y'all. I just have a habit with cameras and everything. I wish I had like a sort of camera right there that would help me, but fortunately I don't. So just in case. Anyway, just in case you guys were wondering. And sometimes I get nervous of talking about it, and that's why I look away from the camera and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so basically, I was eating with my dad, and we were just watching TV, and I don't know how I remember this. We were watching MasterChef, and when it's a preview, we would do, like, showing MasterChef, like, previously, Black, on MasterChef, Black, and it just kept doing that, and I remember seeing this guy, I'll never forget it, Leslie. Don't ask me how I remember the name, but it showed him, and it says, I have to win this, Black, and it was Black, and I'm like, why is it still Black? Well, here is what happened. After that happened, sorry, I got hair in my mouth. Hang on. Okay, now my hair is out of the way. But I was just like doing like that to move it, and it went in my hair. Anyway, so back to the story. Me and my dad were eating dinner, and we were just watching it, and like I said, I'll never forget the guy's name, and him saying, I have to win this, and then it was Black. What happened was, I threw my plate of dinner. It was, I know it was rice pilaf, but I don't remember the other things on there. But basically, I threw my plate. My dad kind of like was thinking, what? He thought I was mad at something. And I told him, like at the hospital, I told my dad, I said, I was mad at something. I'd be in my room, So anyway, but I'm trying to think what after. Hang on, let me pause. Sorry, sometimes I have to like think before I speak sometimes. So I just had to think for a second. So I threw my plate, and my dad's kind of looking. I'm right here, and I threw it. My dad's looking this way, and he looked at the corner of his eye, and he's thinking that I was mad, apparently. And he looked over, and he saw me go to the floor and have a big grandma seizure. And I remember that he said, wife, wife, wife. And my sister was in the kitchen and screamed, Mom, bloody murder. And my mom said, okay, this has something to do with Sid. She ran, hang on a second. I moved my camera and it wasn't showing my keyboard. Hang on a second. I'll figure this out. Hang on. I'm sorry. It was showing my keyboard and it was distracting me. So I'm sorry. So anyway, so they called for my mom. She came in. She was on the floor with me. I, had a big grand mal. And, next thing you know, I don't remember who called 911. I don't know who did. I don't think I even asked. Now that I think about it, I don't think I even asked. But anyway, so I had my grandma, and then I was taken to the hospital, and I woke up in the ambulance truck, and my mom was there, and I I apparently woke up a few times, and I don't remember that. So then I finally woke up, and I said to my mom, I said, what happened? She goes, you had a seizure. I'm like, what? She goes, you had a seizure. I'm like, okay. And in my head, the one who just had a seizure was thinking that she had one. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, first of all, why did I pass out? Second of all, if you had the seizure, why didn't you? why did, why did, oh, I don't know. Why are you not laying down? I literally thought she said she did. And I just like fell asleep. I wasn't sure. Anyway, so after that, I went to the hospital. I remember talking in my head like, okay, Sydney, this is a dream. Wake up. Kept saying that in my head, and of course, it's oh, I don't know. I had the seizure. She didn't. I don't know. It was just so weird. Everything went by so fast too. So then we went to Shands, and then afterwards, my dad and my sister came, and then it was just so hard because, like I told you guys in my last video telling you guys about me, by the way, that's my third video. I explain things really differently, and just a lot of things I explain differently, but basically saying that this is my second video when it was actually my third because, I don't know, I'm weird. But anyway, so basically, because of my transplant was was in Miami, there was a chance I was going to be in Miami with everything, and I would be on a helicopter by myself for, I think, 4 hours. No, probably 4 hours. I don't remember. But anyway, so I'd be on a helicopter by myself, which I would not want that at all. So then, it was either that or All Children's Hospital yeah, All Children's is Tampa. I'm like, am I right or wrong? I was confused for a second. So it was either that. They tried to get a hold of my kidney doctor, and they couldn't get a hold of him. And then they finally did at 3 o'clock in the morning. They finally got a hold of him and said, your patient, Miss Hayden, she just had a epileptic seizure. Should we send her to you? Does she need to be down there? He goes, no, this isn't kidney related. Send her to All Children's. They said, okay. Came to us, All Children's. We left early, maybe an hour later or something. But my mom was allowed to be there. She was in the front seat, and there was these two girls who were very sweet, probably in their 30s, maybe late 20s, early 30s, I don't know. But they were the kind of people who drive with you with a patient so that just in case something were to happen. And it's funny because I'm really into celebrities. 100%. If you were to ask me a celebrity, I could tell you the date of birth and date of death. So I'm talking to these girls, and I think I told them Robin Williams, and he just died. So I think I was talking about him, and I said he was born on July 21st, 1951 to August 11th, 2014. Don't ask me how. I know. I remember that. It was just a few weeks. It was a few weeks after we moved into our new house, and then a few weeks later, I had my seizure. Don't ask. I'm a weird person. But anyway, so yeah. But I was saying birthdays and talking, and they looked at me and said, usually patients, go to sleep and everything after all that kind of stuff. Everything that happened. Well, I didn't. So anyway, basically afterwards, they took me to All Children's. I was hooked up to IVs and all that kind of stuff. And the next day, I had an EEG, which is basically electrodes on your head, and they wrap gauze bandage on your head so then you don't touch it. I try to look up. This is my second time filming this video. I tried to look up what's an EEG, and then when it didn't show me, I looked, and it showed EGG. I'm like, wait, what? So then I said, what is an egg? And then it showed. I'm like, oh my god, I put egg and not EEG. So it was so stupid. But let's try one time, just to see. 1 second. What's EEG?
Electroencephalography is a method to record an electrogram of the spontaneous electrical activity of the brain. Do you want me to keep reading?
Yes, please.
The biosignals detected by EEG have been shown to represent the postsynaptic potentials of pyramidal neurons in the neocortex and allocortex. It is typically non-invasive, with the EEG electrodes placed along the scalp using the International 10 to 20 system, or variations of it. Electrocorticography, involving surgical placement of electrodes, is sometimes called intracranial EEG.
Thank you.
Of course.
That is so weird. When I said EEG, they thought I meant egg. So they're telling me about, like eggs with chicken in it and all this kind of stuff. So that's why I look shocked, because that was so weird. But anyway, so now you guys know. So they put a bandage on your head and it was recorded. The next day, they took it off and all that. Just know that if you have an EEG, it's itchy, and especially like over here. Well, everything, but mostly on top of my head was itchy. So anyway, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just shocked right now. It didn't do that last time. Anyway, so after all that, I had an MRI, and they looked at recording of what happened, and they saw one recording of me talking to my mom, and I had one when I was talking to her, and they said, she's having one right here, and my mom and my dad were like, what? And then one time I was sleeping, I even remember this, I was sleeping that night, and I was like this with my eyes closed, and I woke up like that, and scratched myself like that, and then went back to sleep. And I do feel, hang on a second, I did feel weird, like a little bit, but I thought it was like I scared myself to itch my arm and everything, so, yeah. But anyway, so then they told my parents that I have a scar on my brain, which I was either born with it or after, if something happened in the hospital. Like I did code a few times, so it might have been that. I don't know. We'll never know. So that my mom kind of looked back at and thought, wow, there was times where I was hard, like not hard on me, but there would be, hang on a second. Hang on. Just next to the light, sorry. I have a light up there. So I have a screen light right here, like a little light, and I have a light up there, so I want to turn it on real quick. Okay, anyway, sorry. But there's been a few times where my mom would say, go put this in this room, and I would go in the other room. One time she told me to put this toilet paper in the bathroom, and I went to the garage, and my mom would tell me, you need to get more sleep, you need to drink more water. I'm like, I have been. I mean, okay, there has been times where I didn't, but most of the time I did. But, yeah, so she actually came in and apologized to me. She came in and she goes, do you remember all those times? I'm not going to explain, most of it, but she goes, do you remember all those times where I would tell you to drink more water and get more sleep when, those little things happen? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, honey, you were having seizures. I said, what? And she told me, and she apologized. I'm like, Mom, it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew. Anyway, so, I'm sorry, I have a little itch. Anyway, so, yeah. So that was basically, I was on a pill that's called Keppra, which, by the way, do not get on Keppra. It's not a good med at all. It's not. I was on there for a year until I had my other grandma, which is this next story, and then we're going to go to part 2. But, yeah, so I was on Keppra for a while, and then you could tell I was having these episodes where I would black out for a minute and say, there's a unicorn right behind you, or am I supposed to be at this place or something? And I would, with my lips, like smack my lips together, and my pupils would get big, and they would be like, okay, you're having an episode, and sit me down and be like, where are you? And you would talk me out of it. You would have to. So anyway, so the next year, 2015, on August 25th, the exact same day, actually, I was talking to my papa on the phone. I talk to my papa every single day, and we were just talking, and I was telling him, I said, I can't believe it's been a year since I've had that seizure. And I've had, before anything, I used to have those seizures all the time, like, not, like, maybe every 2 days, or there would be a week where I didn't have any, or whatever, but, I had those seizures a lot, and, I happened to have a seizure that morning, before I talked to my papa, and I was going to spend the night with him the next day, because I was just going to. And I just remember that I was in the kitchen with my mom and my sister, and they said, "Do you know who we are?" And I said, "Well, I know you're my mom, but I think she's my cousin." I used to joke like that. I don't anymore after what happened. So after that whole thing, I was on the phone with my papa, and my mom was in the kitchen, and I went like this, and my mom, like, didn't hear me talking, and I went like that. My pupils went like that, like I saw a cockroach. Dropped the phone. Had a grand mal. This one was worse than the other one because I bit my cheek so hard in there that it hurt. That I couldn't even, like, it hurt. That there was a few times where I couldn't talk for a few days. Dang. But anyway, so yeah, but that was about it. I think there was something else to that. But yeah, so I got to the hospital. I got out later that day, and I did call my papa and tell him I was okay, and I apologized, which I knew it wasn't my fault. And I know the episodes aren't my fault, but there's times where I feel like they were, you know. But yeah, so that's basically it. I got off of Keppra afterwards, and I was also on another medication that we got off immediately. That I got off Keppra. I got on this other seizure med that I don't remember the name, but it made me have an allergic reaction in my mouth. Like it hurt me, and yeah. So then like 2014 and 2015, I had those seizures, and then a few years later, I started having brain surgeries, and that's gonna be the end of this video. So there's going to be a part two. I did part one. This is part one. There's going to be a part two coming soon. So make sure you are here for on Friday to watch this video. Sorry it's long. The last few videos, except my TikToks, have been long. But anyway, so yeah, well, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below if you go through seizures and if you've gone through brain surgeries, and that is the next video after this one, obviously. But yeah, and just know that you are not alone at all. You are definitely not alone. Through going from this and brain surgeries and everything, you are not alone. For somebody who had a lot of brain surgeries and had to have a bone taken out of my head and had to wear a helmet for who knows how long, that will be in the next video. But for all of that, you are not alone. So I will see you guys in the next video. And you guys, it is 5:24. So, well, it actually is a Wednesday, but I filmed some of my videos in advance, so it is basically like 5:30, and I'm still doing this. So anyway, I'll see you guys later, and you guys have a good night. Bye. Hey guys, Sydney here. Welcome to behind the scenes of my video that I just made. That's my Epilepsy Story Part 1. There's the ring light. There's Ryan. I used a lamp that's right behind the ring light, depth perception. Anyway, I'm going to put you down over here. So, I don't know what. Oh! And, excuse the mess. I've been cleaning a little bit, but there's Angel. There's my Angel. You're looking at me like, like I don't want to be filmed. Okay. Alright. Anyway, so I wanted to come on here and let you know that there's going to be a little bit of a delay of videos. See, what's going to happen is that, I film videos when it comes to story times in advance. So this video that you are about to see is my Epilepsy Story Part 1. And I do Wednesday and Friday. And Wednesday was going to be Part 2, but then I realized, and I was just about to put this video on my computer and then make the other video. And I just want to let y'all know that the other seizure, my epilepsy video is going to be on Friday and not Wednesday, because I'm literally going to start filming all the time. There's going to be short videos of, you know, just short videos of me and the dogs and having fun or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so I just want to let you know there's going to be a little delay. Oh, by the way, I look over here. If I look over there, sorry. Keep getting ahead of myself. So anyway, so I just want to let you know if it happens to be on Wednesday, then it does. But if it's not, just know that I was filming a Christmas video and say, here's what it looks like. This is Saturday, and I'm going to decorate for Christmas, and maybe I'll give you life hacks or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but that's just an example. Anyway, but I just wanted to let you guys know that Wednesday is going to be a Christmas video, and then the next Friday will be the new not new, but part 2 of my epilepsy video. So I hope you enjoy this. It's hard to explain a little bit both videos, but I hope you guys can understand. So yeah. Oh, look, creepy doll. I'm just kidding. She's not creepy. It's kind of like she's looking, or whatever. So yeah. But anyway, well, I will see you guys later, and take care. In 1 second, I had to get my little pal. So say hi. Hi. I got her a few months after I had my epileptic seizure the second time. My mom gave me her for Christmas as service dog. She's not trained to be a service dog, but she acts like my service dog. Like, literally, she does. Anyway, well, we will see you guys later. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Now, let's try that again. I totally screwed up. Okay, bye. Why is it still filming? I'm trying to press cut here. Like, I'm doing this. And then she moved her, and I got confused. Anyway, bye. Bye. One more thing, because I couldn't cut, just know that I'm not good at, making an outro and cut and saying bye. So I had a hard time with her. So I don't know why I came back on here, just because I can. Anyway, I love y'all, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.